are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you know how to be real. Yeah, he made that beat. He made that beat. Drinking my cup, got me seeing double. Ain't no love in these streets, nigga, got a hustle. I pull up in that 90 Chevy bubble. Had this hell of the young niggas stuck in trouble. Cause I had to work out on my own. The way I am, I should be on my zone. Young nigga not really home. I found it and got the hole. So let me think it's in my soul. I used to work out the bill. I used to pay for a bill. Niggas don't know what it's like to be real. The fuck I'ma get you straight. Nigga, we out on the bill. I told my mama I'm gonna be the one. Look at me now, nigga, up on the stage. I told myself, I know I'm afraid. I gotta put the sun over in my face. Are you seeing my place? Money get made, oh, tryna get saved. That's why me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way. Me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way. Look at my face. Are you seeing my place? Money get made, oh, tryna get saved. That's why me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way. Me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way. Still but I put up it's all long. Back on the bottom and this what it was. I never bang on my niggas in blood. And then my dog, my mother blood. Or people send me to make all the runs. Now they young nigga to die. Looking at matches in Beverly Hills, but I still can't forget that I come from the slum. See my dog for 40 days. Can't say shit all the day. Chains on me with an open safe. Little bit in that all the way. With a dog did that door to stay. Got told for them shit all the way. You want smoke me on the way. But me and my dog going up. Look at my face. Are you seeing my pain? My money get made. Oh, tryna get saved. That's why me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way. Me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way. In my face. Are you seeing my pain? Money get made. Oh, tryna get saved. That's why me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way. Me and my dog going all the way. Like this shit up all the way.
Listen, they go my direction. I know, but I don't. I'm so stupid at questions. I piss someone, shoot up your coop in a second. And by myself, I could your crew in a session. I'm arrogant. I got your coop in discretion. They heard about me. Yes, it's true. I'm a legend. I'm meeting the kings and I'm true. It on peasant. Like take a black and twist is red. Sleeping on me, I shoot you in your head. All of you in your head. I like this. I put you like Craig. I surely eat you like an egg. Teaching it. Inflict the pain, man. Got money dripping the same. I take off my way. This is my city. I'm busting that door. I'm fucking door. This nigga feel like a ground. They're digging it. Let off the round. I'm ripping your ligaments. Only thing I want to talk about finishes. Getting your finishes. Everything like your security. Yo, I'm like, you're in material. These niggas. Kill these niggas. Kill these niggas. Kill these gang. Kill these gang. Kill these niggas. Kill these niggas. My money, you're making a lot. Got the whole squad, I'm being collide. Talking around, fuck with me, get you out by tomorrow. There's some shoes I got no laces. That made this city, you'll make that donation. See, we do all the way fake it. They already taking them. I'm for the taking. That's why they fucking amazing. Money your mouth, that's what you chasing. Bitch, you do nothing for qualifications. Shot at the best of the wearing a real. They got them niggas, it's already filled. Competition, they already killed. I got them niggas, that's strawberry milk. Kill these niggas. Kill these niggas. Kill these niggas. Kill these niggas. Kill these gang. Kill these life. Kill these niggas. Kill these.
You've been waiting all day for this. Put it in your face, you can't resist. Something you wanna pay for it. That's why you call me your little favorite. Spend time on the subject. I can't swear that it's I ride if you ride, then we running. You've been waiting all day for you. Put it in your face, you can't resist. Something you wanna pay for it. That's why you call me a little favorite. If you need some tattoo therapy, visit Studio 219 for your next tattoo or piercing. Studio 219 is located at 1900 Piedmont Road in Atlanta, just 1 mile from the Linvo train station. Studio 219 is open Monday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and closed every Sunday. Book your appointment today by visiting www.studio219ink.com. That's studio219ink.com. Make sure to follow 219 on Instagram for promotions and specials at Studio219ink. Studio 219. Let us fix your creative itch.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. The life I live, you couldn't wish it, nigga. Stayed down, seen a bigger picture. Outside since a little nigga, just a solid kid, but I'm built different. Ocean views from the fucking ride. No gimmick, just a dope vibe. Hey. You can be first class. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. Deadlines. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. It's dope. I said, smoking good, this shit hit different. Heard you talking, but I wasn't listening. Zoned out off good piff. Smelling good in Saks Fifth. Smoking good, this shit hit different. Heard you talking, but I wasn't listening. Zoned out off good piff. Smelling good in Saks Fifth. Kush be my cologne. Yeah, you know I'm smoking strong. Took them risks and made it home. Dog, you know everybody can't go. Real G, I'm made for this. In these streets, they dangerous. Dog, them boys can't hang with us. Tweaking, got them Friday problems. Must be on that angel dust. If I say I love you, then that means you gain my trust. Hey, riding with Don Coasty, yeah, this shit get dangerous. Hey, grandma pray for us. Hey, fake the play on Foolie, I was short with a finesse. Go!
Just want my time, tasted this vibe. Say what you want, I'm still kicking, little baby, you want in this ride. Just speaking your mind, still a big toast to my brothers. Closer than cousins, your blood just be more to discussion. Dubs in my line with percussion, no it ain't nothing. Let bitch cook the dope, now it jump. Whipping my thumb in my pinky. Shaka who blacker the flow with me, fatter no chini. Believe me, it's easy to be what you be if you get off your ass, but don't take it from me. Top of this flight to the soles of your feet. Keep it 100 and on all three. Part of my speech while I kick up my feet. Feel like them waters is always in reach.
You can be first class. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. Deadlines. Yeah, it don't matter, I got plenty of time to spare for you. Yeah, that's if I care for you. It's dope. I said,
Midwest Kids just released a collaboration with Hollister. It's amazing what's possible when everyone has a voice at the table, not just a seat. Seeing is believing. Head to Hollister.com to grab some exclusive merch from Midwest Kids.
Mundo osso wala contento. Kisua que onda tu romane muito tempo. Mundo osso wala contento.
Okay, I got it.
Mundo osso wala contento.
Okay, I'm at these niggas' neck. Yeah, bitch, I done came up on the check. Feeling like an S up on my chest. It's the best of the best. Attitude on Kanye West. Give a fuck if a nigga feel pressed. I guess there was time for it. I grinded for this shit, so I'ma die for it. My bitch mad, I ain't really got no time for it. I see some snakes in the grass with my lawnmower. And I know I got a couple bitches mad cause they never should've slept on it. Get it, bitch, the real, but I probably should've crept on it. Stay down with the plug till they try to step on it. Learning how to grow, finna run me up a check on it. Had to give my people what they asking for. It's time to hit the road, I'm trying to add it up. I'm way above average, I'm a 1-to-1. If you ask me, most of these niggas whack as fuck. So when you see me out, don't dab me up. I don't wanna talk, nigga, wrap it up. I need a little space, bitch, bag it up. And please don't ask me to pass the blunt, cause I don't really fuck with y'all and all that fake love. You would've thought that Drake invited me on tour. When I had it all, that's when I needed more. But I can't take it with me, so what I keep it for? And I'm feeling like I need to smoke a blunt right now. Feeling like I need to pour a cup right now. Feeling like I need a bad bitch with the ass like the sun, cause I really wanna fuck right now. Sorry that I'm blunt, but I don't give a fuck. I'm usually in the cut trying to roll it up. Represent the gang, nigga, throw it up. Niggas hate when they broke as fuck, so go get a bag. Yeah. Go get a bag. Hey. Go get a bag. Hey. Yeah. Secure the bag. I need a little free for a hobby that's bad with a body that's willing and ready to ride me. I do not pop Xanax or Molly, I'm cool on the party. I'd rather just stack up this money, cause I need my lifestyle sedated. I'm just gonna run up a bag, don't care if I ever get famous. I'm probably famous soon as I invest my money in all the right places. But why even bother? I might just get rich and go out like Hammer from living too lavish. Pop out like Kim K or Ray J on camera, or go on IG like Bow with a challenge. None of this matters, hold up, I'm rambling. Honestly, I'm just gonna take care of my family. I don't got time for the bullshit, I won't do much interviews. I don't like answering questions, and no, I don't freestyle, I write this shit. The game need the content, so I put some time in it, searching for growth and enlightenment. I've been with the shits, but I gotta move consciously. Fuck niggas watching, fuck niggas plotting, fuck niggas trying to get all of my pockets. Fuck niggas keep handing out their opinions before. Fuck nigga, all I got is problems. Look at me, mama, I'm popping. I did this for us, I miss my little sister and little brother. Pa just came home, even though he wasn't there for me. That's still my dog and I love him. Bag of the gas and I'm rolling it up. Illest nigga living and I'm dope as fuck. Represent the gang, nigga, throw it up. Niggas hate when they broke as fuck, so go get a bag. Yeah, go get a bag. Hey, yeah, go get a bag. Yeah, secure the bag. Hey, still don't happen, nigga. MLB FOE.
I just want to run my business and do ratchet shit with my friends, and that's it. That's it. That's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the rope. Middle finger stretched, if you thinking it's a joke, tell my friend I'm about to blow, 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 about to blow.
I'm about to blow. Good morning. This is your girl Sunshine Reigns, aka Griselda Blanca, aka You Need a Motivator, aka the Party Starter. But I am your Hood Unicorn, and I am here to wake you up in a positive way. All right, I'm here to help you get up out of the bed. I'm helping you to learn about what's going on in your community, and I'm here to help you kiki a little bit, because waking up happy is a good thing to do. Welcome. It is the very first Monday of April. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but the way this earth is swinging around this sun, we gonna look up tomorrow and it's going to be October. I'm talking about this bad boy is slinging his ass around this sun and we just riding with it, okay? Because the months is going by fast. The months is monthing these months. I'm telling you, March didn't even say hi. March came in and said, no, I'm not doing it this time, and walked the hell out on us, okay? So if you know, you know, just go ahead and stay focused doing what you're doing. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So yesterday I came into the studio because I was super excited because if you've been following this All Hustle No Fear journey, you know that I am not a engineer by trade. I am an engineer by trial and error. You'll know that I'm not necessarily a radio personality by trade. I'm a radio personality by trial and error. And I have no problem allowing you to see my trials and my errors. I have no problem letting you watch my failures. Yesterday, I did 2 tests where we got some new equipment, and the new equipment was to try to change the way the audio sounds. And what I mean by that is I know that there are times when my audio can come out a little staticky, or there are times when the music videos or the music doesn't sound pristine. And really what it is that everybody records their audio at different tones, different octaves. And so a lot of times when you're listening to terrestrial radio, they have someone that is editing it as it goes. And when the sound comes back on and the people are talking again, then it edits that back. So I am trying my best to find a way to get my computer's audio to sync up with the website and what's going out to the app, and everything sound just as clear. Because if you hear me on the app, I sound perfect, okay? But it's only when it comes to the StreamYard that I have a little bit of issues. It's not enough to make me not do it, because I'd rather do it and learn on the go than never do it at all. If I would have stopped when my audio wasn't good the first time, all of this content, all of these shows, all of these things that we have done to bring people in would have been null. Another thing is I allow you, because I go live when I'm doing my testing. This isn't a private test. I go live on YouTube, and it says test, audio test, so that you understand that this is me with a hypothesis. This is me testing my theory, and this is me trying to see if my theory is accurate. See, I have no problem allowing you into my world to see my failures, because I need you to also see that even though I failed at that test, one, I didn't give up, because here I am again, testing again. This ain't the first time I've tested audio. Not only that, you also get to see that when things don't work, when you have a trial, that you have to get over it and get through it. So yesterday I got super close. Oh my God. We plugged this bad boy in, and the audio sounds so pristine coming through the StreamYard. Like it was all too perfect, right? But guess what? It didn't connect to the website. As a matter of fact, I kicked the website off and had to figure out how to fix the website, which in retrospect was a cool thing, because I learned something new about how to keep this going and how to troubleshoot. See, a lot of times when we're younger, and I don't mean age chronologically, I mean mental. When we're young mentally, we want things to happen immediately. But see, if you get everything that you want immediately, if it happens immediately, then when shit break down, when shit go wrong, when things aren't going the way you need them to go, you don't know how to fix it. And so now you're stuck with something that you can't troubleshoot, something that you can't go and say, okay, I know how to do this. As a business owner, it means something to be able to run every single office in your business. We complain about this all the time, don't we? When we work in corporate situations and corporate has some bright idea that they want the little guy to do, and they send this idea out, and then the people that actually have to execute it say, well, in real time, this doesn't work. This doesn't make sense. It might sound right in theory. It might sound right on paper, but when we actually implement the process, it doesn't work. See, if you're so far removed from the ground, the bottom part, if you so high up, if you so I don't have to do nothing, then when you ask people or when you implement things on the bottom, on the ground up, it ain't gonna work right. You got to get down there and test things. So yet again, I've bought some more equipment. I had to order some more equipment. I just did. And when it comes in on Amazon, I will stick it in this computer and I will try something else. And if that works, that's what's up. If it don't, baby, the way Amazon allow you to return without a box, just walk into the UPS store, which is right there, and just had him scan this scanning thing. I done learned how to because I ain't never returned to Amazon before. So I done learned how to return to Amazon doing this too. Yep, sure did. Don't allow your failures to give you fear. Fear of not being able to succeed, fear of not trying, fear of not reaching out, fear of not extending yourself, because you will never find out what your limits are or what your capabilities are. I'm not necessarily concerned with my limits. I'm concerned with my capabilities. What am I able to do? Every time I come into this studio and I try something new and it works, I am so ecstatic. I'm so happy for all of the things that I've come on here and told y'all I failed at. I've also come on here just as many times and told you I did it. I did it. Ooh. And I allow myself praise. You know what I mean? I have no problem. Letting my flowers bloom. I'm not going to downgrade or down talk myself when it comes to this station. You come in here and you talk and be like, oh my God, I love that you guys are on the TVs and look at this. This is amazing. You guys are streaming and it's live, right? Yes, that was me. Show was. I came up with the concept of that, and I've been working on it, and I've been perfecting this ability. Wow, you guys' video is so clear and crisp and clean. Yes, it is. That's because I've learned how to use Jada. That's because I've been taking lessons from other people and asking questions. See, y'all problem is that you don't ask questions because you're afraid to look stupid. I have no problem looking stupid because guess what? Just because I don't know does not mean I'm stupid. It just means that I don't have the information to be intelligent in this situation as of yet. But if I ask the correct questions, if I go back and do the things that I need to do to learn, then I am no longer stupid or ignorant. I am just at a phase where I know less than you know. But I can build upon this. See, I know nothing about lenses right now, but I know that Jada needs a different kind of lens because with a different kind of lens, she can do shit that I can't do right now. Now, can I afford Jada's lens right now? Actually, right now, yes, I can't afford Jada's lens. Do I want to spend that money on her right now? No, I'm building because see, that's something I've learned in the past with business. You go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff that you don't necessarily need just yet, or you haven't learned how to use the downgraded version, but you want the upgraded version because it make you look better, make you feel better. But then you've spent this money on this and you don't even know how to use it. Better yet, if something happens to it and you have to downgrade, you don't know how to use the downgraded version to make the downgraded version still look good as hell. Give me a second. Because I'm talking to somebody right now. Somebody need to hear this word. See, I'm okay with trying to figure out how to work this little stupid ass thing right here on the side that's not giving me what I want. Because when I upgrade to the good one, then I'm going to feel really amazing that I know that if that good one go out, I still got this over here that I know how to work, and I know how to work it efficiently. Y'all want to be the best and you ain't even efficient at being okay. You want to be the best, but you ain't efficient at being okay. Listen to what that statement is saying to you. You want to be the best, but you don't know how to be okay. The best knows how to be okay. They know how to be great. They know how to be extraordinary. They know how to be average. And because they know how to be average, they know what extraordinary is and why they want to be that. I love my homeboy Country, because Country will sit up here and talk to you and he'll be like, yeah, I got this 4K camera, but guess what? I could take your camera and make it still look amazing, and you could never tell the difference unless you are trained to understand why this is better than this. And I know this to be true. How do I know this to be true? Because when I've upgraded and I've done different things for other people and they say, well, I like this one better than this one. So you like the downgraded version better. Yeah, it looked better to me. That's because your eye isn't trained, babe. That's because you don't see the fuzziness or the blurriness. You don't see that when I use this one, it's crisper and clearer. And that's fine. But I know that for me to be excellent, for me to be amazing, that I have to know the difference between okay, which you think you like, and amazing, which I'm really going to shoot you in, because I'd be damned if I'm going to keep going back to okay when I've upgraded to amazing. I'll wait. I'm going to let that sink in on y'all for a second. And the reason why I'm going to let it sink in for a second is because somebody might not have really got the message in the message. This is a journey, baby. We can take this away from equipment and move this into mental. How are you going to be an outstanding citizen? How are you going to be an amazing partner? How are you going to be an awesome parent? How are you going to be a good friend, a good person, if you ain't been a fucked up ass individual at one time? And I'm not saying that you want to stay a messed up individual. What I'm saying is, when you are a messed up individual, or when you are a low vibrational individual, when you realize that and you start upgrading, you realize that those upgrades are minuscule. They're small, and then eventually they get bigger. But once you have elevated yourself, you don't go back to the bull, because now you're better. You understand. You've worked through it. You've allowed your failures not to become fears. Just because I fail in a relationship with somebody does not mean that I don't ever want to find love again. That relationship failed, but it's not going to instill a fear in me because of that failure. No, I'm going to learn what I needed to learn from that relationship, so that in the next relationship, I can be a better person. That's why a lot of times sometimes people mess up in their first marriage, and then their second marriage is way better, because they not only did they realize where they messed up, but guess what they did? They upgraded and they did the work. They got the better equipment. They figured out how to be a better individual for the next marriage. See, they went to counseling. They started looking inward into their self. They started having self-reflection. They started learning how to love thyself. They started learning how to hold yourself accountable. See, these are all things that you can't get them right the very first time you try to do them. You're going to need a new plug. You're going to have to go buy another thing. You're going to have to upgrade over again. You're going to have to try and fail and let people see you fail, and then come try again. See, y'all think you just supposed to wake up one day and be this awesome, amazing person. You ain't gonna wake up one day and be this awesome, amazing person. You have to work at being an awesome, amazing person. You ain't never been a mom before. You ain't never been a dad before. I live by this statement. I am a 12-year-old mom. So give me the grace that you would give somebody who is only 12 years old and don't know shit. Yes, I can tell you what I think I would do. I can tell you what I believe I can do. That's my theory. But soon as I get into practice, soon as I actually have to see if this actually works, we are somewhere different. I give you a prime example with parenting. I can't stand my kid on this video game all day long. And I get it. I get it. There's video game schools. There's people who make video games. There's people who making money on Discord and LinkedIn and whatever else apps that they got that you can watch somebody else vicariously play video games while you sit there sucking your thumb and you watch them play video games and they make money off of it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But the type of person I am, I want to live my life. I don't want to watch someone else live their life. That is why I don't like reality TV. I'm not living my life vicariously through your experiences. I'm going to get my ass out there and have experiences. So my son for the last 12 years, okay, maybe not 12 years. He ain't been talking for 12 years. He ain't been playing video games for 12 years. But let's say for the last 6 years, my son has gotten in his mind that he's an inside kid. And the things that I try to do to get him outside don't work. Well, I done tried another thing. I bought this boy a brand new bike. See, he had a bike, but we got it from Goodwill. And I guess in his mind, he didn't feel like it was new, like it was his. It's a bike. All right, bet, whatever. But I bought him a brand new bike. Within 10 minutes of me getting that bike to him, I taught him how to ride the bike. Now the boy got nerve. Come home from school and ain't nobody home and he outside riding the bike. He ain't thought about this video game. Now I can take him places and ride bikes with him. He even had enough nerve to win a bike this weekend. He got 2 bikes in 1 week. So now me and my husband have a bike that we can ride with the kids. Not only did we get him a bike, we got her a bike because it was her birthday, right? We taught her how to ride a bike within about 2 days. It took a little bit longer. She's smaller. But now both of them outside getting their little legs strong. Do you know how good my kids slept last night? My kids slept so good last night, my daughter did not wake up in the middle of the night to get out of her bed to get in mine. This is called parenting, where I tried something, it didn't work, and I tried something else, and I'm trying something else. It's active failure. But see, active failure is so completely different from just failing. Why? Because if I'm actively engaged in failure, that means I'm trying something else. I did not let the failure win. I just realized that the failure meant that this is just another way that we cannot turn on a light bulb. But I never stopped trying to fucking create the light bulb or make light. Y'all don't want nobody to see your failures. You trying to hide your failures so that you look perfect. But if you hide your failure, how do you get help? I have no problem being honest and open about my failures, about my shortcomings, about what I need, because there's someone out there that might be able to help. I'm not talking to y'all right now. I'm talking to my damn self, because y'all not listening. Y'all not listening. Drop some love in the chat room if you understand what I'm saying, if I'm hitting on a word for you this morning. Because I'm not trying to just talk to myself. I'm not trying to just convince myself that it's okay when I feel bad and when I feel down, because guess what? This is a lesson that I had to learn. See, some of y'all are paying for lessons, and some of y'all are experiencing life and you're experiencing lessons. See, my shortcomings are not shortcomings. My shortcomings are lessons. My shortcomings are a chance for me to have self-reflection, to say, you know what, life? when you send this lesson to me again, hopefully I've learned enough in this failure that when I come across it again, I'm going to achieve the goal that I have. Some of y'all want to be a certain type of person. You want to act a certain kind of way. You want to hold yourself in a certain kind of regard. There is a person in your head that you want to be. But when you actually actively be a person on the outside to the rest of the world, you don't be that person. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because you say things like, I didn't really mean to say that to him like that. I really didn't. Okay, so now that you know that, when you feel that feeling, when you feel guilt, when you feel low, when you feel whatever, how do you correct that? How do you use your ability to hold yourself accountable to go back and say, this is what I want to do different, or correct the freaking mistake you made? See, sometimes a correction is an apology. Sometimes a correction is doing things different than you've been doing them. Don't tell me sorry and keep doing the same shit. You not sorry. You're pacifying me so that I won't fucking leave you. Or I won't. You know what I'm saying? If you the friend that the moment you and another friend have an argument or have a disagreement, that you end the friendship, that's a problem. That is a problem. And you need to hold yourself accountable for who you are in those situations. I'm not saying that sometimes you ain't got to let a person go, because let it go. Okay? But I am saying that sometimes, bitch, you was wrong. And you walking away from the situation because you was wrong ain't being a better person. That's just you not holding yourself accountable or learning the lesson that you needed to learn to fix the situation. Because y'all got another 15 years in y'all. You and your homegirl got a whole nother 15 years left in y'all. But you gonna lose that 15 years. You gonna lose that friendship because you can't apologize. Because you can't say, you know what? I fucked up. Because when that person tells you, you hurt my feelings, you say, no, I didn't. Or it shouldn't have hurt that bad. What? What? There's nothing wrong with active failure. There's nothing wrong with active failure. What's wrong is when you are failing and you've completely given up. And you've allowed that failure to beat you. Active failure. Okay. And just so y'all know, I am writing a book. You want to know what my shortcoming is? My shortcoming is that I have this book right here in my head and I write it every night. But I can't seem to figure out a way to get the message onto actual paper or get the message, typed out, because I let Rochelle get in my head telling me, you're not a writer. But I've got a book in here. Hell, what I just said to you was a passage in the book. I just need to figure out a way to get it on paper so that you can have the book. But I've been talking about this book now for 2 years. This book has been I know it has, because if I go back through my Facebook feeds, I will see somewhere where I said, y'all, I'm going to write a book this year. And I know that wasn't last year that I said it, so it had to be the year before that. Am I actively failing right now, or am I just failing? Because I'm failing to launch. You got an idea on your heart. You got something you want to do. You got something that you know is amazing, and you not doing it. I'll wait. I give you a chance to catch up. Now, hold on. We got some comments here. I want to let you know that today, in a few minutes, Everybody Hates Chubbs or Orrin Carter will be in the building. I'm having him come in on Mondays on the first Monday of the month, because I want that to be our men's mental health Mondays. Ladies, I don't want you to think this ain't for you, because it really is for you as well. It allows us a chance to get into the insight of men's minds and see where they are, because sometimes they not letting us in. They're not able to talk to us because we haven't cultivated a safe space for them. See, we're so fucking contradictory, women. We want a man that's sensitive, but then when he opens up about his feelings and emotions, you call him a bitch. Ma'am, are you, what? You want your sons to grow up to be good husbands, but you don't allow them a space to be able to learn how to articulate themselves and articulate their feelings. So now when they grow up, their wife got to deal with this bullshit because this is your fault. I want to allow men a chance and a space to be able to talk. I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm going to let him talk. I got a topic I want to talk about, but I'm going to let him talk. And if you, whether you are a man or a woman, you want to join the conversation, you have some questions, you can call in at 404-254-4347, and we will put the number up on the screen. Or there's going to be a link in the YouTube bio. If you click that link, and I'll probably add the link to my Instagram stories too. And not probably, I am. During the next commercial break, I'll add that link to the Instagram stories. When Chubbs get here, if you hit that link, we will be able to see you and hear you, and you can ask your question. You get your own little therapy right here on the first Monday of the month. That's my goal. Because, see, I don't want my morning show to be the same kind of shucking and jiving morning show. Yeah, we can key and we can try to figure out like what is going on with this world and make it make sense and add humor to it, because we add the humor so that we don't cry or shoot some shit up, right? But at the same time, I want us to be adults and have adult-ass conversations. So let me go through some of these comments real quick. We're going to go to a commercial break. Today is Monday, so we're going to figure out who got fired. We got some boss moves, and of course, we've got Orrin Carter going to be in the building. He's going to be here around 8:15, and the beautiful thing about him is he be on time. I love a on-time man. Woo! Ain't nothing like an on-time man. All right, so Blurred, Black Nerd, Blurred's Pursuit of Health said, good morning, sunshine. Blurred, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to spell prostitute again. So in my stories the other day, I posted a question and I said, how should we spell prostitute for the shirts, okay? For all of those who's wondering, am I saying prostitute? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is prostitute. What is a prostitute? A prostitute, and that's that too. We got to have the dots in there, you know, when they had to scroll over it and stuff, when you're doing definitions, and that's what it's gonna, we could do 2 shirts. I got 2 shirts in my head. Okay, anyways, but to proselytize means to convert. To change someone's, to convert from religions, ideas, whatever. So All Hustle No Fear is here to proselytize your morning. We want to convert your morning over to All Hustle No Fear. I don't care whoever else you were listening to in the morning. You need to be listening here. And if you are, and if you send a friend, then you are a prostitute because you have proselytized. Okay? I know somewhere somebody's like, Sunshine, you stupid. Them ain't words. But if irregardlessly and conversate can be a word, so can prostitute. Do you understand me? Okay? Okay? So, yes, I need you to rewrite that word so I can, you know, and I'm going to let you guys, because I got one with a Y. I got one with some I's. And it's the proselyte too, and I'm not a speller. I'm not hooked on phonics. Never worked for me, so I need y'all help with this. Okay, What's up, Selecta Younging? How you doing? Good morning. Okay, yeah. Proselytized. Exactly. See, you got it. You got it. You got it. All right, let's see. We got some comments over here on Instagram. Let's see. Got a lot of amen. Oh, y'all got a lot of comments up here. Wait a minute. Charlie Funk said, I love this education for the people. And what type of computer? It's a HP. It's a HP. I know that's right. Don't stop because of a hiccup. I love that. Okay, scientist. I am a scientist. I'm a little 40 pence. Fast fail and come back and become a troubleshooter. Yes, yes. What's up, Brew Cullo? How you doing? What's up, Cullo? Charlie Funk also said, just trust me because I never returned to Amazon either. Oh, just taught me because I never returned to Amazon either. Yeah, so look, you go on there, you tell them you want to return it. They're going to send you an email with like a little scanny QRF code or whatever like that, and then you don't even have to box it up or put it in a bag. You just go to Amazon, hand it to them, let them scan the thing off your phone, and then walk the fuck out. I got 3 things I'm about to return again because I got another return to do. You just walk the fuck out. Okay. Let's see. Miss Marvelous Storm 110 said, everybody does not know everything. And I'm so glad that you said that because there are people that are blocking their blessings because they're afraid to ask for help. You look, if 2 heads are better than 1, and we have something called social media, why aren't y'all being social on social media? I'm like Bootsy. Bootsy say, hey, I need a borrow. I need something. Bootsy the most neediest nigga on social media. But guess what? What he's doing is he's utilizing his resource. Social media is a resource. Just because I don't know a person that can get it for me doesn't mean that there isn't somebody else out there who don't know. So let me use this thing and say, this is what I need. And see if somebody don't say, you know what, Sunshine, your little dumb ass don't know how to fix that, but I know how to. You're right. I'm a little dumb ass right now, but after you teach me, I won't be so dumb. I won't be so dumb no more. Have a student mindset. If you always believe you the teacher or the principal or the superintendent, when's the last time the principal or the superintendent taught something or learned something? They think they know everything. No, be a student, because as a student, you are constantly soaking up information and getting better. Try to get more wrinkles in your brain, bruh. The more wrinkles in your brain, the smarty pants that you are. Good morning. Charlie Funk said, that's what I love to do. Learn the tools and make magic with the basics. Exactly. Miss Marvel Storm said, life facts upgrade to amazing. It's all about that journey. Charlie Funk said, okay, look, you might be my new favorite show based off on the I'll wait, because that's my line. And I will. Because, see, you know, sometimes when you give people too much information all at one time, you know, they don't get a chance to process it. So I got to let your processor, your Pentium P processor, your IBM, I got to let it give it a chance to load. Maybe you might be buffering. So I'll wait. Go ahead. Let it buffer. You got it? All right, let's keep going then. Let's keep going then. You know what I'm saying? Tracy Talk says grace is everything. And the crazy thing about it is we don't give ourselves grace. You ask people to give you grace, but you don't even give yourself grace. You mad at yourself for not being smart enough, but you didn't pick up a book. So you mad at yourself, but you're not going to at least try to fix it or learn. You just going to be mad. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Charlie Funk said, have to give them the experience to try. That's a lot of people's problems. He probably was talking about my kids, and definitely. A lot of people don't think outside the box like that. They go for what's easy, but they have to learn too as parents. Yes, yes. Cannabish is here. She said they don't. They just keep stepping in the same pile of shit over and over again. Exactly. Cannabish also said parents are people too. Hey, parents, you are people too. And you got to give yourself grace. And not only that, but you got to allow your children to see that you are people too. And you are people that fail and continue on and keep trying. You got to show your kids that you give them grace and you give yourself grace. You got to show kids how to apologize, not by teaching them to apologize, but to apologize to them when you are wrong. The idea that a parent is never wrong, the idea that a child doesn't have an opinion, that their feelings can't be hurt, that their feelings can't be validated, is a low vibrational thinking. That is low vibrational thinking, y'all. You let this lady tell y'all what you eating is low vibrational. I'm here to tell you that your mental is low vibrational. See, when you fuck up as a parent, being able to apologize to a kid means so much. They remember that so much. Trust me. Trust me. And it makes it so much easier for them to be able to hold themselves accountable later on because they watched you do it. Same thing with fighting. Some people try to hide fighting in their marriage. They try to hide that discord away from their kids. I say don't hide the fight. Now, I'm not talking about y'all going all toe-to-toe being, rock'em sock'em robots in the house. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you and your significant other have a disagreement, it's nothing wrong with allowing the kids see y'all have a disagreement, because they also need to see you do what? Make up. Apologize, find a way to work together. You see what I'm saying? See, it's not about the argument. It's about the fixing of the relationship after the argument. It's about them seeing you be able to work together even though y'all mad at each other. It's about them seeing you be able to still love even when you mad. See, there's a difference between loving a person and being mad at a person and hating a person and then still just being in a relationship with them. See, if there's hate involved, then you need to get out. But being mad and loving a person, okay, we can work through this. Your kids need to see that. Charlie Funk said, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because my reactions are always from the spirit, but sometimes I need to tame the way it comes across when I deliver things that need to be said. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I'm the type of person that the first thing that I'm thinking is the first thing that comes out. So what I taught myself is, in situations where I have the ability to wait, I don't just answer. I don't answer with my first mind or with my thought. I ask them, give me a minute and I'll come back to you. And that way I can process everything first and then come back and say, okay, this is where I'm at. Same thing in an argument. When you mad at a person in an argument, don't say the first thing that comes out, because usually the first thing that comes out is the things that you're using to poke the bear. That's not actually how you feel. It's just what you just trying to win the argument. Instead, take a breather, come back and talk when you're not mad, because when you're not mad is when you're going to actually talk about the things that mean the most to you. You're talk about the things that you actually have on your heart or on your mind, instead of just jabbing. Hopefully that helps. Okay, let me know. He also said use the auto writer. What's an auto writer? Because I've been looking at what are those things called? The AIs, where you could take the video and then the AI translate it. And I've been looking at that because I realized that these video every morning, I've given you a insert to my book. I've given you a chapter every single morning, because I know what my book is. My book is a workbook, and there are pages in there that you got to fill in. But I also want to say something to you before you get a chance to do that. And I realize that I don't have to come up with what I want to say. I don't have to figure it out. I say it each and every morning.
So if I go back and I snatch 24 of these morning motivations, then I have 24 chapters. So what's the most efficient way of converting the videos I already have into text? That's where I am. Now, if I have to go back and do it the hard way, remember what I said, sometimes you got to upgrade and you got to do things one way before you can do them another. If I got to do it the hard way and listen to a video a day and transcribe that video myself, then I just do it then. Then I do it that way then till I can figure out a better way. But at least I know it's possible. And I'm not going to not do it because I can't figure out how to do it. A Graham? A Graham. Madonna Marie is here and she said, you better tell him, sunshine. You better tell him. And as Madonna would say, you have to have discernment. You have to have discernment. Look it up. It's a word. Then organize the chapters by recording date. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Because I didn't even think about it like that. But yes, okay. We got a couple of amens in there. Talk to me now. Girl, that goofy Disney lass was everything. Hey, let me tell you something. I believe in being a fool. I believe in having a good time because the Lord knows we need more fools on this earth to keep the world going around because somebody got to laugh at all this ignorance. But what I don't have to be is bamboozled. What I don't have to be is to be a clown. I could be a fool. Boy, you a fool. You off the chain. But I'm never a clown. I'm not a clown. Okay? And what I won't do is for you. That's what I'm not going to do. But I'll make you laugh. I swear to God, I'll make you laugh. But if you want me to shuck and jive, I'm not that person. I'm just not. I'm not going to do it to you. Okay? Charlie Funk said, because I have brought some folks to the congregation here today. You are a prostitute. You a good little prostitute. Thank you for proselytizing for me today, Charlie. I believe it. I believe it. Let's see. It works to be social. That's how I meet most of my friends. I got too many nickname black peoples. Bleared pursuit of hell. What? I didn't get that one. I'm loving this conversation. What's up, Watley? How you doing? They can just call my day. Okay, I didn't understand that. Might need to upgrade their RAM. Yeah. Let's see. What's up Between Magic and Dreams? Between Magic and Dreams has 2 books that are great, not just for adults, but for preteens as well. My son read the first book and I need to get the second book. I keep saying I need to get the second book, but I've been buying myself books. Sorry, I haven't thought about him. Plus, he got the Hunger Games he need to go through, and he got the Divergent series that he need to go through before I buy him another book. Did she say Rock'em Sock'em Robots? And show did. You can use Google Text to talk and it will translate your words for you. There's also a YouTube translator that translates your words. Wait. Jump in my DM and explain that to me. Who is this? Miss Marvel Storm 110. Please explain that to me. YouTube has a YouTube translator. How that work? I need that. If you have CapCut, you can transcribe the audio from the videos to text. The caption feature helps. See, if I wouldn't have said nothing, I wouldn't have learned nothing. I love y'all. Sis, I used to use my Google Text to talk and make my blogs and then turn the blogs into my book. And I had to take the cheat sheet somewhere. Exactly. And that's what I thought I was going to do. I was going to rewatch my videos and then use my text to talk to really get in the good parts of it that I needed. So that's what I was going to do. So yeah, just for everybody out there, like I said, this is that thing where if you have failure, if you are failing, don't fail to fail forward. If you gonna fall on your back so that you can look up, so that you know where you're going. If you don't have the tools to do what you need to do, try again and ask for help. Reach out. You know what I'm saying? And then when you learn something, don't be a crab ass and hold on to it. Share your information. All right, I want to give a couple more shout outs and then we're going to go ahead and go play some music. I see Constance Every here. If you don't know who Constance Every is running for mayor in Knoxville. And listening to this woman speak, she is so fucking passionate. And I think that's one of those things that we are missing right now in politics. We have all of these people. See, know your history. When politics first started in America, these were regular, everyday people. They weren't politicians. They were people who believed that the world could be better. And so they provided their service to the world, to America. They gave their service. They weren't there as a career. They had other careers. They were there to give their service to help their community, to be communicable, right? And now we have the evils, Ron the evils out here. We got these Ted Cruzes. We got these people who are being politicians for the money. They're being politicians for the power. They're being politicians for their own weird ass agendas, right? We need more people like Gary Chambers in Louisiana. We need more people like Constance Every out in Knoxville. We need more people who are really trying to change because they believe in change. That they want to do something for their community because they're tired of looking at their community in the worst way. They're tired of we not having resources. They're tired of the rich guy always getting the good end of the stick. Go follow her now. I don't care if you in Knoxville or not. This show is worldwide. Somebody is out there, can hear my voice, can vote for her. Because I can't vote for her. But one of y'all can. And she's running for mayor. I'm going to get this lady on my show. And if you are a person that is trying to do something in your community and you need a platform, hit me up. Please hit me up. I want to give y'all a voice. And I know I've gone from one end of the spectrum all the way to another end of the spectrum, and it don't matter. Sometimes the conversation is what the conversation needs to be. Okay? I'm about to go ahead and go to a break real quick. We're going to play some music, but when we get back from this break, Chubbs is already here, okay? And I want to go ahead and I want to give him the floor. Like I said, on Mondays, the very first Monday of every single month is going to be Men's Mental Health Mondays. Fellas, this is your chance. You can call in. You can ask questions. Ladies, you can call in. You can talk to Chubbs. You can ask him questions about how you can relate better to your man, how you can talk to him, how you can get him to open up, whatever. But I need you to engage. Okay? Now, the question that I'm going to pose, the conversational topic that I want Chubbs to work on while we're waiting on y'all to call in is I want him to talk about failure. Because see, with men have this weight on them on their shoulders where they have to be providers, where they have to be seen as successful. And for a lot of men, failure is very hard to deal with because it doesn't just have to deal with the fact that you haven't succeeded, it also deals with your manhood. Okay? So I want to talk to Chubbs about that, how we can address this situation, not just, when you fail, but mentally. A lot of men feel like failures because they've lost their job. And a lot of people are losing their job right now. This ain't necessarily your fault.
It's because the business don't give a fuck and they just laying people off. But now you gotta find another way to jump back in it. It's a lot of men out here who refuse to go back to school and learn a new skill or a new trade because they're afraid to fail, or because they feel as though they have so much on their plate already as being the head of household, being the man, that they can't do the things, they can't do something different. It's a lot of men who are not out here trying to run and do their dreams and live the life that they want to live and be happy because they feel as though they have to be a man, and being a man means being a provider, and you don't get the option to fail. So we're going to talk about that today. All right? So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all make sure y'all, you click that link. You make sure you be a good little prostitute and go proselytize to your friends and tell them you need to tune in to this show right now. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to talk some shit in the morning, and maybe this morning wasn't a shit talking morning. Maybe this morning was straight to the point. Maybe this morning somebody needed this word, and I'm glad I'm able to give it to you. All right? This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3. We're going to play some music. The feeling I've been in, I got to play something motivational, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to play Gratitude by Londrell. Okay, I love this. I wake up every morning. I told y'all, stop waking up like 5 seconds before you got to be at work and just birthing yourself into the world. Y'all expel yourself into the world every morning. You don't give yourself a chance to slowly wake up, to allow your brain to adjust to this new frequency. Y'all just wake up and just run off, and that's why y'all be out here mad, cussing on the road and everything else. I need y'all to ease into y'all day. All right? Wake up about 10, 15, 20 minutes earlier than you supposed to. Have the discipline to be able to do that. If you tell me, well, I can't do that because I be tired, go to fucking sleep earlier or sleep faster. That's an Arnold Schwarzenegger saying. He said, if you don't have enough time to sleep, sleep faster. This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Y'all bring y'all ass back and learn something right here on Hits.
I gotta be thankful because I know someone lost their life today. And so every moment I endeavor to live life the righteous way, to serve with a sense of purpose and let love light the way. Even if I die today, that's just the price I pay. Just know I try to be kind and seek the divine every night and day. Gratitude for the sunrise, gratitude for the sunshine, gratitude for the moonlight. Every day feels like a new life, especially when I meditate. Take a breath and then I elevate. Everything deserves gratitude. That's my everyday attitude. Gratitude. That's my everyday attitude. Gratitude. Gratitude. That's my everyday attitude. Gratitude. Gratitude is the fruit of life, the nourishment of the soul when there's no food in sight. When your vibrations are low and you feel blue inside. Gratitude is the attitude that gets you through the night. Never believe in lack or limitations. Anything can be manifested with a little appreciation. I appreciate my life. I appreciate my breath. I appreciate my sight. Gratitude for my health. Gratitude is the happiest mood. Even if I happen to lose, everything deserves gratitude. That's my everyday attitude. Gratitude. That's my everyday attitude. Gratitude. That's my everyday attitude. Gratitude. With a heart full of gratitude and a mind full of peace. It's how you should live. It's how you should be. With a heart full of gratitude and a mind full of peace. That's how you should love. That's how you stay free. Yeah, 2020 AD. I just wanna make love. I just wanna make peace. I just wanna stay free. 2020 AD. I just wanna make love. I just wanna make peace. I just wanna stay free. Gratitude. That's my everyday. Attitude. Gratitude. That's my everyday. Attitude. Gratitude.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Sunshine Reigns with All Hustle, No Fear, and we are radio that you have to watch. That's right. We are radio that you need to tune into to watch all of the fun that is going down here at the Hits 92.3 station. So what I need you to do is follow me at All Hustle, No Fear on YouTube, or follow Hits 92.3 on Facebook, and tune in Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m. for All Hustle, No Fear. We are After Dark Radio in the morning.
We're back, and we're back in with our resident mental health expert. That's right. We have Everybody Hates Chubbs, even though I love him. I love Chubbs. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Or to you, respectful people, he is Orrin. Okay?
Right.
Okay? He's Orrin to y'all. But for me, he's Chubbs. Let me go ahead and fix this camera, Chubbs. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people who didn't get to meet you last time. And let's go ahead and get this conversation started. We're talking about failure today. We're talking about men's health with failure, and just anybody who wants to join the conversation. I've already dropped the link in our stories. You click that link and we'll be able to see you. Please have your freaking clothes on, okay? Please have your clothes on. Don't play with me. Go ahead, Chubb. Take it.
No. All right. So for those of you that don't know, I am Orrin. I am a behavioral therapist practitioner and counselor, and I focus on men's health just because I'm very pro man, because nobody else seems to be. But I do love to talk to families, children, and women to go ahead and talk about mental health issues, because we don't really have those conversations all of the time. And today, Sunshine was telling me she wants to talk about failure. So what I usually like to do, whether I'm talking in a group or whether I'm talking to one of my clients, I usually start with myself. And for those of you that don't know my story, I suffer from generalized anxiety disorder, depression, and a lot of that was linked to the failure that I thought that I was going through as a man. And I am a big journaler. Like, I love to journal, to actually write down how I'm feeling at the moment, right? And the minute I start doing that, a billion apps start coming out doing the same thing. So I guess I'm late to the party and I missed out on that bag. But so let me tell you guys some things that I wrote to myself that showed me that I felt like a failure and that I was sad. And sadness and failure are linked together. And I think men as a whole would be surprised with how sad we are because men, for the most part, are put on autopilot. I think people, for the most part, are put on autopilot, but especially men, we're pretty much put on autopilot because we can't, or we're indoctrinated to not think about how we feel, to just get the job done. All right, so I'm going to read some of the things that I used to write about myself, and sometimes actually still write about myself. I wrote this on January 16th. I told myself, I hugged myself tonight to stop the sadness briefly. I wrote that at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was the only one up. And usually when you're the only one up, you get to thinking and thoughts get to compounding. And that was something that I wrote myself. I also wrote myself, my anxiety has my mind in this loop and I can't break it. I can't go to sleep because of it. And when I wake up, it's the only thing on my mind. Please, someone put a stop to this suffering. I then go on to say, I watch sad IG reels because lately I feel those are the only things that relate to me. And hold on, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets dark because this is how I was truly feeling. I want to end it. I want to let go. I know what it is.
They said, can you speak up just a little bit?
Is this better? Can you hear me?
No, not for them.
Oh, okay.
For them.
Yeah, okay.
I'll move you closer.
Oh. I said, if I left today, would anyone care? LOL. Probably not. LOL. I have to keep moving so I don't think about how sad I am. Always good enough to be used, but never good enough to be loved. Someone please save me. These are the thoughts of a very depressed, sad man. I felt like a failure. And those thoughts would haunt me because of my condition, would haunt me 16, 17 hours a day. And the only time I wasn't thinking those things is when I was asleep. And I want to say to you that, believe it or not, depressed or not, most men feel like a failure. If you're not where you want to be in your life, you're going to feel like a failure. Now, let's be clear. Feelings of failure are linked to depression, right? You can feel like a failure and not be depressed. But I will say to you, most of the times, if you're having a constant fear of failure, usually is linked to depression. And let's really actually talk about failure, right? So I patterned my life after something called stoicism. And stoicism is the act of being able to live your life unfazed and to keep going. Things may happen, right? Things may happen. Usually you feel like your life is falling apart. I know most people that I know feel like their life is falling apart, right? But
falling is fail.
and so stoicism is one of those things, is the act of living through hurt and not complaining. Now it can come off sometimes as unemotional, unfeeling, but that's how you have to be, right? So let me dive in to failure. One, you're not a failure. Let's be clear. If you're still breathing, you haven't failed, right? You got the same 24 just like everybody else. Sometimes, right? Not now doesn't mean never. sometimes, most times, it's not going to go the way you want it to go. And I want to be clear about that, right? When I was writing those thoughts, when I wrote those, I can't honestly say that my life was actually now looking back at it, wasn't actually like falling apart like that, but I couldn't help but think those things, right? And it's the little things, right? And they a lot of times they say a lot of small stones will sink a ship, right? So when something doesn't go right at work, all right, okay, whatever, I keep pushing. All right, then your oil light comes on in your car, and you don't have the money to get the oil change. Okay, all right, whatever. And this is all before you got home. Then you get home, your kids don't speak to you. They pretty much ignore you. They're at that phase where they pretty much ignore you. Then your spouse, y'all are getting into it. No relationship is perfect, but y'all have gotten into it. So y'all aren't speaking. So by the time you get to bed, you just kind of feel like a failure. You don't get the respect you deserve. You're not making the money you deserve. You're not getting the reaction from the kids. Those things hit men differently than they hit women, right? Not worse or just different, right? I honestly believe that, and we've said this before, men suffer from PTSD, especially black men, right? Men suffer from PTSD. Well, a lot of times, the way men are wired is men connect their successes and things like that to the way their life is patterned, right? So if a man's not working the job that he wants, he doesn't get to complain about it. He just works that job, and then if something better comes along, then it comes along, right? But we don't necessarily complain about those things, and all you're doing is repressing everything. Men repress. You see what I'm saying? Completely. This is completely, men repress everything.
So how do we stop that in the kids? Like, so my thought is that you would fix it in children so that when they become men, that they don't have those repressive thoughts or actions, right? So one thing I want us to do is, as well as bringing attention to the symptoms or to the problem, I also want to try to offer solutions. Okay,
no problem.
So as women, if we see that within our man, but like if I was your woman, I know you're married, but let's just say if I was your woman and I saw you feeling like that, or I saw you with those type of emotions, how do I help you address them? Or how do I let you know, nah, babe, we doing good. Like we Gucci, we fine. Like, how do I get you there? Is it my place at that?
I mean, I think when a man is in that place, a woman, his woman can help, but she can't fix it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can be there to help, but you can't necessarily fix it. And you brought up a good point. It is my personal belief that when you're raising a boy, you have to get that out of him early. So the one thing that I do in my household, right, and I have a daughter, but I always tell my daughter, don't use the word you can't. Don't use that word. Like, say I have to figure a way out to do this. And I am very in tune with her with that. I constantly correct her with that. Oh, well, she calls me Pinky. Long story, but she's like, Pinky, I can't. And I like, what I tell you about that word, right? And she feels like, well, I need to figure out how. That's right. You see what I'm saying? Now, as far as being a woman, you can come to your man. You know when something's wrong with your man. You know it. You can come to him like, hey, what's wrong? Do you want to talk about it right now? Right? And 9 times out of 10, most men say no. Right? But being an open ear, just knowing that he can talk to you about it, is all the help a man needs sometimes, because most men don't want to talk about feeling like a failure to their woman, because a lot of times feeling like a failure is linked to their woman. Because
you want to provide for her and you want to give her all the things she feels like she needs and you feel like she needs.
Not some, let me be clear, not some random rat, right? Not some random street rat, but your
Sierra,
your woman, right? You want to be able to give her things, right? You want to be able to provide her with whatever she asks for, because if she's your woman, you already vetted her and you've made up your mind that she's deserving of it. So as a man, usually when a man starts thinking about failure, well, I want to be able to get my wife or my girl this XYZ, and I'm not making enough money to it. So then a lot of men do something called catastrophizing. And what catastrophizing is one thing goes wrong, and then all of a sudden you just start compounding every single thing, and to the point where it's not even about what you originally thought about. So if, like you say, if it's you, right, I want to be able to give Sunshine her dream house, right? I can't give her her dream house. I am such a failure. Boom. That's your trigger response. So now that that's your trigger response, now all of a sudden your anxiety kicks in. Why can't you give her what she wants? Well, damn, I'm not making enough money. Well, why aren't you making enough money? Well, because I don't have the skills. And now you're just spiraling out of control. And catastrophizing can be so bad to the point where it alters your mood. And it gets to the point where you don't even know why you're mad anymore. You're just angry. And I see this in a lot of men. I have patients that do that. They're not happy with their life, right? And what they're not happy about is actually a simple fix, right? But because they've compounded everything, now all of a sudden it's about, well, I don't have the education. Well, why don't you have the education? Why? Because I can't go to school, but I can't go to school because I can't afford to go to school. And because if I could afford to go to school, I would be able to afford to give my woman this new house. Why you can't give her this new house? And then that loop just keeps going and going and going. And even if the problem is fixed, sometimes it's never enough, because they've already made up their mind. I can't do it. I don't have it all. I can't, and that's the biggest problem. And we could talk about, right? You know, you see all the motivational memes, and that failure is a mindset. That, like, yeah, it is, right? It is failure is definitely subjective to each person based on where they're at in their life
and what they believe success is.
Right. But me personally, there are some things that anybody can do to improve their life, especially men. Most men, when it comes to failure, most men's lives can be fixed with going to the gym, making sure your mental health is right, changing your clothes, changing your diet. Most men, what most men have an issue with in their life can be fixed with those things, right? With those, I know. For me,
so take him on a run and buy him some Jordans and get his hair cut.
Yes, yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. See, most men's, I'm not gonna say mental conditions, but most men, when they're feeling like a failure, it falls under those three things, or those four things, and it comes back to money. If you're my woman, I want to be able to give you whatever you ask for. I feel like a man when I can give you whatever you need, when I can provide for my children without question. If my woman isn't coming to me saying, well, hey, can we afford this? I feel great. That's, to me, right? But a lot of men base that on different things, right? So you said bring solutions, no problem.
Okay.
All right. You have to be able to sit yourself down and find out the root cause of why you feel like a failure. What about your life do you feel like a failure about? Because if it's depression, then you need to handle the depression. But sometimes it's not depression. Sometimes everything isn't depression. Let me be clear about that, right? Everything isn't depression. And if it is depression, then you need to sit down and have that conversation.
Do you think some of us have been diagnosed with depression and it's actually that we never learned actual coping skills?
Yes.
I think a lot of people that I meet, it feels like they haven't learned how to cope with the ups and downs of life. Or I feel like some people have this unrealistic ideology that life is always supposed to be perfect or good or easy. And so when you do run across trials and tribulations, when you do have situations where you're failing, that instead of being able to cope with that, you lose it. It's the worst thing that has ever happened. And not only is the worst thing that's ever happened, but you put yourself in this dark hole that you've manifested the depression compared to just coping with the issues.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes, but that's twofold, right? Because one, true depression is chemical, right?
Okay.
True depression is chemical, but at the same time, it could also be childhood trauma. A lot of things are rooted to childhood trauma, right? And specifically what you're talking about could be linked to parents never letting their child fail.
Message!
Like,
woo! Message! Let them motherfuckers fall.
Yes.
I oh my God. I remember telling my son, it is not my job to stop you from failing. It is my job to be a safety net.
Yes.
If you are falling too hard or too far.
Yes.
Too far. I am not here to prevent your fall. Hell, sometimes I'm not even here to prevent you from hitting the ground. I'm just here to make sure you don't crack your noggin.
Oh, for sure. For sure. No, for sure. I feel like as a parent, right? As a parent, it is my job to make sure you don't crash out. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to make sure that if you decide to jump out the window, that I am already down there with the safety net. I'm going to let you jump. Let me be clear. I am going to let you jump, right? And then halfway down that fall, once you realize it was a bad idea, then I'll be down there with the safety net to catch you. So when you hit the ground, the first thing I'm asking you is, okay, now what did you learn?
What did you learn? Should you have jumped?
Was it a good idea to jump out? That's to me, that's parenting, right? So when you start talking about traumas and childhood traumas, I think that is the first thing, is that you have to be able, you got to let your children fail. You have to be able to do that. Otherwise, they won't learn how to fix things themselves.
So when you're with someone, like let's say you're just starting to date someone. I don't even want to talk about marriage, like, because then we too far into it.
Right.
Let's say you're dating someone and you see this, what do we call it? You see this in them. You see that type of mindset in them. How do you try to help that person see the world differently or cope with it? Because if they weren't taught the coping mechanisms as children, right? Because I'm thinking of one right now where my mom hit me with one, and I see the moment that my brain clicked. I remember I think I lost a tire or something like that. A tire blew out, or I needed 3 new tires. It was something like that. And I lost my shit. Young girl, new car. And my mom was like, every time something go wrong with this car, are you going to break down like this? Because that's what cars do. Like, cars blow up, break down, like they need oil. Like, you can't lose your shit
right
every time some shit happens.
Right.
Now, if a person wasn't taught that as a child and they're an adult, and every time some shit happens, they lose their shit. If you really love this person and you want to be with this person, you want to make a life with this person, how do you help them get through that and learn that lesson that they didn't learn when they were a child?
Well, one, it's extremely hard for professionals to break childhood traumas. It's like, let's be clear about that. It's extremely hard to do that. So to put that weight, to put that pressure on a significant other, to me, is wild. But you see what I'm saying? But
we'll talk about that after. We'll talk about that after.
But I do believe that if you're taking on that task, which, by the way, man or woman, that's not your job. You see what I'm saying? That's not your job. They have to address it, right? Again, it goes back to what I said earlier. You can help. You can't fix. That's not something that you're trained to fix, or would even begin to know how to fix. Now, there are ways that you can help, for sure, but when fixing somebody, just on a side note, is wild to me, because you can't fix anybody. That's just me being 100%. You can't.
Damn, I wish I was recording that part.
You can't fix somebody. You can't do that, and you're not here to fix somebody. If you're in a relationship or you're dating, because like you said, we're taking out marriage. If you're in a relationship or you're dating, fixing somebody is not a part of your duties, right? And I'm not even saying that a person has to come healed, because let's be clear, nobody is healed. We all suffer from childhood traumas, unaddressed childhood traumas. We all have our own, for lack of a better term, shit. We all have those things, right? Essentially, you're just getting with somebody that can either tolerate or match your level of trauma. You see what I'm saying? Like, essentially, that's what you're doing.
Do you think people's relationships are based upon them bonding over their childhood traumas and living in them?
Yes, and that's
another show. Okay, we'll write that down. Let me get a piece of paper and write that down.
That is a term called trauma bonding, and trauma bonding is a form of a toxic relationship, right? That's not, trauma bonding isn't actually real love, right? And I want to be clear about that. But to answer your question, you can't fix anybody, and to think that you can is ego, right? It's not. And again, I am man or woman, right? To think that you can fix somebody who is damaged, or who has these childhood traumas or anything like that, is ego. And ego to me, and I tell my clients this, ego to me is the root for every failing relationship. And that can be romantic, business, anything. Ego is the root to every failed relationship. If you have to be able to take yourself out of, but again, I guess that's another topic for another day. But
okay, so ego,
but at the same time, for sure.
Okay.
You know,
and wait, what's the other one we said? Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Trauma bonding. Okay.
Yes, yes, trauma.
We got the next 2 months worth of shows to talk about.
Yes, trauma bonding. But it is not, like I said, it's not your job to fix your partner, and nobody can be fixed. And I think people who try to fix somebody they're suffering from their own trauma. That tends to be a little bit of codependency or whatever. I see somebody say, what if you think deal with your partner's trauma?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be clear about this, right? And I'm gonna be 100% honest. You can try. There's nothing saying you can't try, right? I'm saying it's not your job to.
Do you think more women go into relationships feeling like they can fix a man's trauma, whereas more men are looking for women to help them fix their trauma? Or do you think it's not about men and women? Because I sometimes I really hate the fact that people classify different things and be like, that's men do that shit and women do that shit. And I'm like, no, humans do this ignorant shit. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, because then let's be honest, we've got 82 different genders. What do those genders do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So is it more of because women want to be more nurturing that they feel as though they can help a person through their trauma bonds, or they can help a person through their trauma even if they're unqualified?
This is okay. So let me say this, and this is a little bit of the old me coming out, but I still believe this is true.
When you say old me, you talking about chubs that be talking shit to women?
This is the thing, right? Men tend to love way more deeply than women.
You think so?
I know so, and this is why, right? This is why
men
tend to love way more deeper than women. Than women. And this is
we just write these shows.
And I'll give you a prime example of that, right? When a man is with a woman and they live together, right? You're in the bed, you're sleeping, right? Some shit goes down downstairs. Somebody has kicked in the door. A man's automatic response is to get up and defend the home, right? I am not saying, let me be clear. I want to make this perfectly clear. I am not saying a woman will not.
Right.
But she doesn't think it is her duty to. Both people in that bed, whether they say it or not, think it is his duty to get up and go defend his home. And a man will.
And I can tell you ways that I know I believe this, okay? So depending on how my bed is positioned in the room,
for sure,
compared to where the door is, depends on whose side of the bed you're supposed to sleep on.
I sleep closer to the door.
Right. Yeah. I can't fuck with a man who don't realize that you supposed to sleep closest to the door.
I sleep closer to the door.
If our bed is like the door is in front of the bed,
right,
then it don't matter what side you on.
Right.
But if the door on this side, bruh, guess what side of the bed you sleep on?
You're sleeping on
this side, because the danger got to get to you first. Same thing in a restaurant. I stopped dating a guy because he did not understand what I was coming from with this. If we are at a restaurant, my back is supposed to be to the door, because you are supposed to be able to see any threat that comes through that door, so you can react first. Same reason why you walk on the outside of the street and I walk on the inside, because if danger comes from the street, you can push me out the way and you can absorb that danger.
Now with that, now let's take that. Let's take exactly what you said, right? Because a man, right? Because a man is supposed to do it. Not saying a woman won't.
Right.
But because it is generally understood that a man should be, and that's, I have a big issue with that. That's another so forth. But a man should be, a man should be doing that, right? And has no issue doing it. Ask any man in his home, right? Any man in his home, would he die for the woman in his house? The answer is almost yes, every single time.
But a woman wouldn't necessarily die for the man in the house, but she would die for the children. Ooh. Okay, we got some comments. Hold on. Okay, so Teacher Anitra said, ooh, and I'm known to be a fixer. I gotta stop that. So what would you say to a woman who knows that she has a I'm going to fix you mentality?
First,
a single woman, not a woman in a relationship, a single woman who has the man that I'm with, I know that I have to work on him, I have to fix him, or I'm a fix you personality if you're not where you should be.
I guess the first question, if she was in front of me, first question I would ask is, why do you feel the need to fix them? Right? Why do you feel the need to fix them? And then I would let her know you can't fix anybody. Right? You can't. People are only going to change, one, because they want to, and two, under the right circumstances and conditions.
I'm a firm believer in that as well. People only change when they hit rock bottom. You only change when you can't take it no more. When you absolutely at the point of I can't do this no more, then you'll change. If you still have lower to go, you won't change.
No, for sure. For sure. And when you start talking about fixing somebody, you also have to understand that when you say I want to fix them, in her words, right? Her words. You say I want to fix somebody. What you're essentially saying is there's also a little bit of ego and control. That's a little bit controlling, right? So I would,
because I know better
than you,
correct, and I can fix you because I see what's wrong.
I can identify what's wrong with you, and if I'm the one that fixes you, and that means I control you, and you leaving or not leaving me comes on my own terms. That's what I would say, right? I don't know it all, but that's what I would say to somebody who says that. But I mean, that could be 4 or 5 more sessions down the road.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
that's another show.
I'm just saying,
but we'll get there.
I'm just saying that's a little bit of ego, and that's a little bit controlling.
Teacher Nitra, if you're able, I know you're at work, but if you're able to join the conversation, whether virtually or by calling in, I would like to know, do you feel, when he says that, do you feel like a pinch of, ooh, wait a minute, he might be talking to me for real? Do you feel as though you trying to fix a person is it is ego for you, like an ego booster for you? Like, yeah, I help that nigga be a better nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's essentially what you're saying.
Right.
You know, so I would like to know how you feel about that. Peachy Tea Time is here, and Peachy said, I appreciate this conversation this morning. I always feel like if hubby is upset, I can fix it, but it actually gets worse. But I try to fix because that's what I want if I'm upset or unhappy with me. So she's saying, basically, as a woman, if something's wrong with me and I'm upset, I want my husband to fix it. So I feel like if he's upset or something's wrong with him, I'm supposed to fix it, right?
Right. That's generally how that works. But a lot of times the best thing to do is hey, is everything okay? And 9 times out of 10, they're never going to be like, and this is just me being realistic from that standpoint. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, yeah, I'm fine, when clearly there's something wrong. The best thing you can do in that situation is like, well, okay, if you want to talk, just let me know and leave it alone. Because if they, one, don't feel like they can talk to you, they're not going to talk to you, and you badgering them isn't going to help the situation. 2, if they really want to talk about it, you know about it already. So in that moment, the best thing to do is just let them know that you are here for them to open up if they would like. But trying to come behind them and asking them, are they going to fix this? Can I fix the situation? Isn't going to help.
Rodney Watson said, I got here late, sunshine. I must go back on this. Rodney, that first 35 minutes of the show, sir, I had a word or 4. Okay, make sure you go back because it's a good show today. Rodney Watson also said, so it's not about fixing, it's mainly about becoming compatible. And this is a question, not a statement.
Is it not necessarily about compatible? Close though. Compassion.
Compassion, not compatible. It's about being compassionate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I am big on this. Take your ego out of the situation, and if I know you want to fix them because you want everything to be okay, so y'all can move on because you don't like the energy around you. But some things can't be fixed in one conversation. You see, whatever is wrong, because you don't know what's wrong, they have not told you, right? So sometimes that can't be fixed in one conversation. So you need to take your ego out of the situation and be compassionate enough to say, hey, I see there's something wrong, something feels off. Do you want to talk about it? Yes, cool. Let's talk, because we actually haven't gotten into how you have that conversation. But if they say no, that's okay too.
So speaking on failure and women trying to fix it, if you have a man who is down or he's not making the money he wants or whatever, I'm literally thinking about soul food. When old girl got her man a job, is that us trying to fix it and not being there for you? Or is that overstepping our boundaries as women? Or do we allow, like how do we know that line that is us being compassionate and us falling over into you're doing too much and you're trying to fix it, or you're trying to, or it comes off emasculating?
Okay, so yeah, I know what scene you're talking about. She was tripping.
I know, but her heart was in the right place.
The thing about it was, you have to have the conversation, right? If you just pop up, and I'm just using your scenario, you just pop up and say, hey, I got you a $80,000 job, right? I know you make $1,450 right now, but I just got you an $80,000 job. I'm sure he'll be happy about it. Like, but at the same time, every man is thinking like, well damn, like
So in fixing one thing, you could
open up a whole
other worm of shit. Teacher Nietzsche said, I thought I was just being helpful. Lord Jesus, fix it. Peachy Tea Time said, now Sunshine, that's being controlling. We have some comments here. Miss Marvel Storm 110 said, I think some women try to be motherly to everyone, including their man, and it may cause issues.
For sure. But she said the prime example. You're not his mother.
But it seems like sometimes, and I've said this before, that it feels like a lot of times men are looking for a woman who they can substitute for that mother place, but they just get to fuck.
Okay, that's a little Freudian, but that's a little Freudian. Y'all
got some Oedipus Rex type.
This is what I'm saying. I'll say that most men wouldn't agree with that, but but I would say,
and most women would say, no, the fuck she's right. You want a mama, but and you just want me to be able to suck your dick too. What the fuck?
But how much of that? How much of that is him saying that's what he wants versus you just putting yourself in that role because you think that's what he needs? Women by nature are fixers. And because
really, you don't feel like men are by nature fixers?
Yes, I do. But when I say fixers, I am talking about within the home.
Okay.
Within the home. If your daughter got a problem, Mama Bear is coming to the rescue. Your son got a problem, Mama Bear is coming to the issue. It's even the chain of command. If something is going on with the kids, it's going to make its way to the mother before it makes its way to the father. Because eventually, if it's serious enough, the mother will bring it to the father like, hey, we got some shit going on. This little nigga is doing, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. If it doesn't need to make it past the mother, it won't. Because women are notorious fixers when it comes to
So do you feel in more relationships, especially since we have men are moving into more of a nurturing position in families and households? It's not like in the 40s and 50s where the man came home and he didn't interact with the kids. He didn't go to the father and me type shit. You know, we're living in a different world.
Right.
Do you think that women should learn to become more inclusive with what's going on in the household and giving men an opportunity to add their 2 cents in and add their because what you're saying is absolutely right. Let me tell you something. When the kids were small and it was doctor's appointments and stuff like that, I never even said nothing to my husband, and he'd be like, yo, so what did the doctor say? And I'd be like, what you mean? They good.
Right.
And he'd be like, trust me, if something was wrong, I would have told you.
Right.
So I absolutely agree with what you're saying there. But we've cultivated a new type of man now, right? We don't have that same type of man that we had in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, hell, even the 70s. So as women, do we have to change what we're doing to be more inclusive because men have become more inclusive?
This is what I think. I think that you can't, because for 40 to 50 years, society has been asking men to be softer. So not women, as you know, but society has asked women to be softer.
Men
to be softer. Okay, now that's happening, now all of a sudden you have a section of women saying, no, you need to be this way. And it seems like the conversation is constantly being talked about what men should be doing in these roles. When I personally think the conversation is you don't have a society if you don't have a family. And if you have a family, like I'm one of those people, let me make this clear. I'm one of those people, I don't care who makes more. I don't. Right? I would like to make more. Don't get it twisted. But if I don't, so what? You see what I'm saying? It's all coming to the same pot. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna figure out this, that, and the third, whatever, right? I personally think even when it comes down to things that's going on in the house, everybody should be talking to everybody. You can't just have, okay, well, you doing this, and then you never talk about it, because you breed a lot of resentment that way, right? Jealousy, resentment, you breed a lot of those things, repression, regression. Like you can do some serious damage in a household with that, especially with children, because children don't care about what you say. They watch what you do. So if you're breeding a household where nobody talks about anything, you're going to have children who become adults that don't talk about anything. That includes their problems, that include what's on their mind, that includes their wins, their losses, that includes all of that. So in a family setting, in a family structure, you should be able to sit down and talk about things as a family, and that breeds a better family. You can't just have a man, let's just say the man makes more. He is the sole provider. You can't just have a man that says, all right, I make XYZ, it's my way or the highway, and if you don't like it, you and these two little niggas can get out. You can't have that. But you also can't have a woman that says, okay, I make this, so I'm going to emasculate you at every turn that I get because I make more. You can't do that. You have to be able to sit down together, bring your kids into it. Like not every conversation, but we're adults. You know what to bring in for that. Bring them in on and say, hey, all right, this is what we got going on. This is what we're going to do. Because what it comes down to is communication, right? And if you're teaching children to communicate as children, they become adults who know how to communicate.
We got some messages here. Between Magic and Dream says facts. When I realized that my spouse is willing to go further for the kids, but not as far from me, it was a tough pill to swallow. Sometimes acceptance is hard.
For sure, right? Because again, I said, look, I know a lot of women that would argue with me, but men do love more deeply, which is why when a man can only love one woman at a time. Let me be clear about that. Love one woman at a time. I didn't say fuck. Love one woman at a time. Like, I mean, truly love, right? So that's why when a man and a woman break up, a man
is devastated.
Devastated. I mean, look, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I want to be clear about that. I'm not saying it does not happen, but how many stories have you heard about? There's videos on the net about a woman breaks up with a man. 2-3 days later, you haven't heard from him. You knock on his door. He done put a bullet in the back of his head. You see what I'm saying? He literally done put a bullet in his head, because men just tend to love so deeply when they finally find a woman, right, that they will run through a wall for a woman to take that away, right? You don't see down the road that time heals all wounds. So yes, you will get over her. But the point I'm making is that when a man loves you, right, it takes hell and high water for a man to admit it. Let's just be clear. Like, any man that's telling you he loves you out the gate, scientifically, statistically proven that's a lie. But when a man actually loves you and you don't work out, he can't function. He can't. A man cannot function if he put all of this. If you told me, I'm just using us as an example, right? We're together, right? I tell you I love you. Now, I may have traumas that prevent me from showing it the way you need to be shown it. Right? Let's be clear, but that doesn't mean that man
that you love me any less.
I may not be educated in the ways of showing you the way you need to see it as my woman, right? But that doesn't mean I love you any less. And then when you say, you know what, I am tired of you not showing me love the way that I want to be shown love, so clearly you don't love me, I am done. We are devastated, because then it's just like, well, what am I supposed to do with that?
Miss Marvel Storm said, I think some women try to be motherly to everyone, including their man, and it may cause Pandora's box.
For sure.
Let's see. She said she a true mama bear all the way. We got some more people that have joined. Tracy Talk said, "Woo, he preaching! He preaching!"
You know, this is how I feel, right? So, in regards to trauma and failure, that's another failure that men secretly, I let a little cat out the bag. When a man fails at a relationship, right? Yeah, you move on. But a woman has the ability. I'm not saying you guys do. That's not what I'm saying. I want to be clear about that. I'm not saying you do, but you have the capacity to move on way quicker than a man.
Yeah, most women, when you notice it, when a woman breaks up, what happens? She start making more money. Her hair look better. She lose weight.
Correct.
She get a new house and car.
Correct.
Her friend group change.
Well, there will never be a shortage of men not wanting you.
You don't feel like if there are more women than there are men on this earth?
No.
Don't y'all feel like there will never be a shortage of women that want y'all?
There will never be a shortage of sex. You see what I'm saying? But you ain't ugly. All right? You ain't ugly. If you were to break up or divorce your husband, right? He would be devastated. One, because there isn't a line. It may be like some old middle school fling sitting out somewhere, but there isn't a line of women for. He ain't a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? It's not a line of women waiting for him. Like, thank God you broke up with. You see what I'm saying? You, on the other hand, there's at least 8 to 10 men 9 to 5ers. I'm not including the blue check boys. There's at least 8 to 10 9 to 5ers right now that would run through a wall just to be in your presence. How valid it is, how valid they are in their intentions is a completely different story. But they want you in whatever capacity. So the threat of loneliness will never actually be there for you as a woman. And that's any woman. The threat of loneliness is never truly there. For a man who loses a woman he truly loves, the threat of loneliness is imminent. We go into ourselves. And this is scientifically proven. Scientifically proven. When men lose a woman that they love, failure comes in. I have failed at keeping the woman that I love for whatever reason, because we're going to internalize it. That's what men do. We repress, digress, and internalize. So we've done, even if it's not our fault. And I used to make a joke about this all the time until I realized that. I used to say, well, maybe if I'd have simped harder, she'd have stayed, right? It's not the case. When men lose somebody that they love, or even the threat of losing somebody that they love, they go within themselves. Like they go deep within themselves. They get quiet. They lose drive. Sex is tasteless. Like, you ever seen a man who loses his girlfriend but then goes and has sex with try to have sex with a whole bunch of women because they're chasing a feeling that they're not gonna find. They're looking for something that they're never going to actually find because they're trying to replace you, quote unquote, right? So the threat of loneliness is much deeper and it hurts more to a man because there's no a regular 9 to 5 Joe Schmo works at the airport. It's not a line of women waiting for him. The guy that works at Starbucks, there's no line waiting for him. He just has to deal with that. He just has to deal with it and figure out a way, if he ever does figure out a way, to be better, right? And in his mind at the time, he's not going to get better. He can't see past what he just lost because he loved so deeply. He didn't see the end coming. Usually men are blind. Look, the red flags are there. But usually when a relationship ends, a man 9 times out of 10 is going to say he was blindsided by it because he can't imagine a life without the woman that he loves. Not saying that a woman thinks that way, but what I am saying to you and everybody out there is that when a woman breaks a relationship off with a man, or she gets broken up with, whichever it is, she will never truly know what loneliness is. Even the regular 9 to 5 barista at Starbucks, because there's men that want her.
Teacher Anitra said, there is a shortage because no one is barking up my tree right now. Teacher Anitra, I already done told you what you need to do. You got to get out the house. You got to get out and be by yourself. And I know this sounds weird, but if you like being outside and you want to meet a man that want to do some shit outside, go to some outside shit by yourself. If you like going to eat at different restaurants and you want to be with somebody who like eating at different restaurants, go sit at the bar by yourself. If you into movies might be a little bit harder because you got to be quiet. But what I'm saying is go to the things that you like doing, and the people that are there will like doing them too. And those are the people that you try to meet. But if you go with your girls, or if you go grouped up already, most men don't try to infiltrate a group of women.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Most women, if they see 3-4 women kikiing and having a good time, they just gonna stare at you from the corner and look creepy.
For sure.
But if you're by yourself, it's something about being by yourself that gives them just a little bit more, confidence to try to break through and to tell a stupid joke. You just got to be willing to laugh at that dumbass joke, okay? I'm telling you, my favorite one is, hey, are you from Tennessee?
Okay.
Because you the only 10 I see.
Right.
I love it.
Right. Right.
That's my favorite one. Rodney Watson said, I appreciate this conversation. I would definitely rewatch because I just want to run my business and do dope shit with my wife. I love it. Over here we have let's see. Somebody said he preaching. Q the realist said, on God, he ain't lying. He said, I'm going through this right now and I can talk about it. Miss Marvelous said, well, darn, when I say this hits me, and I'm not going to lie. He's speaking facts. I think men and women do love differently. They really do. And P. July just said, but no, I think that we have to let go of the whole man-woman thing and really think of it on a human nature thing. For sure. I do believe that there is a difference between men and women. I never really thought, I'm not gonna lie, I have no problem being honest about my journey as far as relationships are concerned. And I've said this before and people think I'm really lying, but I'm not. I've only had 2 real boyfriends and I married the second one. Okay. So for me, a lot of the issues that I have in relationships is really because the first relationship we never talked. We never did things together. It was just 2 people who were comfortable and had good sex. Mm-hmm. So now to be in a relationship where we're married, we have kids, and we're actually trying to grow together. We're trying to learn together. I'm having to go back and relearn some of the things that being in relationships might have taught me. Right. See, everybody wants to get in a relationship and automatically be booed up. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with getting your Lori Harvey on. You have to date different people to find out what you like, what you don't like, and learn how to interact. Y'all issue is y'all think she fucked everybody. See, that's why y'all call her a hoe, because just because you in a relationship with somebody, you gotta fuck. Relationships are about learning and having new friendships and building those and learning about people and learning about yourself. And as you said earlier, learning how to compromise and learning how to be compassionate. Relationships are not just about being physical. You can get to know a person and never get physical. Y'all just believe that because she fine as hell and you want to fuck, that she fucking everybody. But really what she's doing is what dating is. Y'all don't court people anymore. Y'all don't date. Y'all don't learn. And I definitely fell victim to that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so then that makes the relationship harder, because while you're in the relationship and some of y'all are stuck together because you're either hobosexuals, meaning you don't have a place to stay and you have a place to stay with this person, or you have children, or you're married, or whatever case, now you're stuck together and you're having to learn each other instead of having that leeway that you could have had if you were just dating. Right. You know what I mean? So we got some more comments here. Hotspot Casino, or Bowman Lee as I know him, he said, are your parents retarded? Because I'm wondering how they made such a special girl like you. That's a good come on line. I like that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Sunshine never had a whole phase. I did not say that.
Yeah, you specifically said you only had 2 boyfriends.
I specifically said I only had 2 boyfriends. I never said I didn't cheat. I never said I didn't have my whole phase. I'm not the type of person to claim or let you claim me under just any circumstances. I've had a dude tell me literally to my face, you don't want no boyfriend. And I said, no, I just don't want you as a boyfriend. You're great to hang out with and date, but you are not boyfriend material.
for sure.
But you are definitely, I'm hungry or I'm bored and I want to go hang out with somebody. He was a DJ, so I got into all the best clubs. We had a ball together. But him as a boyfriend or a potential spouse, no, he wasn't that. No, but we had fun together, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're younger. Now, when you're older, yeah, I ain't got time for fun. I need somebody that's gonna be willing to wipe my ass when I'm old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But when you're 17 to 29, 17 to 32 in some cases, he ain't gotta be your man.
Nah, not at all.
You know what I mean? And that's where Lori Harvey is right now. She and her, I'm not looking for somebody to take care of me yet. I can take care of myself. I'm looking for somebody who I can be compassionate to them and they can be compassionate to me. Because some of y'all ain't even willing to be compassionate to people.
Now, that's true. Compassion takes discipline.
Ooh, that's a good. Compassion takes discipline. Shit.
Yeah, because when you talk about compassion, you have to. You can't make it about you, and that's which is again why.
And you take an ego out.
There you go. Take your ego out.
Take an ego out. Y'all, we got to go to a quick break because it is 9:15. But when we get back, we're going to have some more of this conversation. Like I said, Chubbs is going to be here the very first Monday of every month, and we're going to have a main topic that we're going to talk about, but we're also going to make sure we round that topic out with different things. So today's topic was men and failure, okay? And we talked on that a little bit, and when we get back, we're going to allow Chubbs to dive into that some more and give us some more reflection upon that. If you are enjoying the conversation and you would like to join the conversation, you can either call us at 404-254-4347, or you can join us virtually. All you have to do is click the link in the YouTube description, and we will be able to see you as well as hear you, okay? We're not ministering. We're not doing therapy. We're just opening up a conversation that I feel as though we need to be adults and have more adult conversations like this, you guys. We're going to go to this break. I'm going to play Cool Ass People because I feel like that's the song that's on my heart right now. And when we get back, we have more with everybody. Okay, so look, I need y'all to follow him. Everybody hates Chubbs, not everyone. I put everyone in my thing. That's not right. Everybody hates Chubbs, but I love him. On Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
Sign language niggas be talking whenever they signing on the line. Please don't chime in, watch it, I got timing on the mind. Line like call it line disease, nigga, you got diamonds on the mind. You never be going in like us driving that McDonald's on the line. Niggas invest in the better your clout, a mind and enough in the better your mouth. Ain't no 10Ks, ain't no relays, nigga, you running a regular route. Eat if the enemy ready to chow, all of you coming with edible style. From a jungle, my effort is wild. Watch the kid, don't step on the child. Born a legend, drawing blessings, while it's passing, strong weapons on your seconds. Was my lesson, warm my presence, hornet's nest. Born a legend, go and tell him any lessons, no exception, no starting slow, ain't no Nolan, so it's no inception. Ain't no James, please don't get them home, no leeway. Ain't a team, niggas see us on the freeway. Open road, don't cut in front us like a DJ. Hydroplaning in her DM like a speedway.
Pedal to the floor, 100 miles per hour. I ain't getting tired, never throw in the towel. I'm just going hard while I'm passing lanes, passing lanes, passing lanes. Looking to the sky, see the paper planes. I know what they do, know we made for things, made for life, we made these dreams. All in the eyes, now I'm running for the prize.
Jetty, I'm ready, I'm kinda awkward but steady. Not awful often, I get it. Popping off on the Senate. Block, life is awful augmented. When you running through the same game and everybody vision. People promise you profit, people promise they poppin'. People problems will pop up, plagiarizing the product, prophesizing the product. Pantomiming was popping, they little pumping, they purpose, they probably pumping the Perkins. Man, I've been all over, everybody slept like they head was all up on my shoulder. Everybody wept when they seen that boulder coming down the path to success. That's that road closure, I need dynamite. Oh my God, I might just die tonight. If I don't write tonight, then I don't fly, it's not alright. I got it lit that light, I gotta admit, I feel that fright. Like every night that I don't win, feel that tightness all up on my chest. Goddamn, we just get it, we up next.
Pedal to the floor, 100 miles per hour. I ain't getting tired, never throw in the towel. I'm just going hard while I'm passing lanes, passing lanes, passing lanes. Looking to the sky, see the paper planes. I know what they do, know we made for things. Made for life, but we made these dreams. All in the eyes, now I'm running for the prize, yeah.
You'll never ever see my camp losing. Taking shots without thinking, I'm playing shooters. Run you over if you ain't rolling with the damn movement. I'm Superman of my time, Cam Newton, little throwback scrambler. I gotta touch bread every day, don't get donuts manager. Cat outflow, y'all amateurs. Get a rap game and clean sweep, I'm a dope ass janitor. But I'm still dirty from my dirty bandanas. Time on dirty bad dances. Hip hop ain't dead, we just built the studios and ambulances. Music is school when I'm shooting up the campus. We champions and quick pitches. You must have cut your balls off, traded them for a pussy, yeah, some bitch niggas. I'ma get richer, that's the way to go. I make a whole trophy to the paper like stick figures.
I'm a brave of my opposition. RB to my competition. My words are superior, you better listen. I'm a heavyweight, you're not even in my division. Let's get it.
I'm the greatest like Ali, the top of the Billboard charts where you find me. But not just me, it's us team, we a family. Cause we the bestest in the body, music, anatomy. And we are anomalies compared to with what's out. Standing in position, no submission to chase clout. Cause I'm not built for that labor, don't possess that behavior. Let that hate marinate in your blood for the flavor. I hit the ground running, never fumble. Blocking out the haters like Budambo. Got the killer instinct, DJ Combo. That crown we needed, now we need it pronto. Yeah.
Pedal to the floor, 100 miles per hour. I ain't getting tired, never throw in the towel. I'm just going hard while I'm passing lanes, passing lanes, passing lanes. Looking to the sky, see the paper planes. I know what they do, know we made for things. Made for life, but we made these dreams. All in the eyes, now I'm running for the prize, yeah.
This is Karen the Connector coming to you live here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. I'm here live every Thursday from 12 to 2 talking about what's important to you. So make sure you tune in.
It's time for you to download the Enterprise Theater app on Roku TV. This platform has all of the content that you need. And All Hustle No Fear is in syndication right here on Enterprise Theater TV. So pick up your remote, download the app, and catch All Hustle No Fear and multiple platforms, multiple music videos, multiple movies at your leisure on Enterprise Theater TV on Roku. See you there.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3. And every morning you wake up with us because we rock your mic.
Mm-hmm. How big is your mic, Sunshine?
Big enough to interview you with.
We're back. It's the behind the scenes for me. Oh my goodness. We were sitting up here talking behind the scenes and it was a great conversation. But, you know, I got some of it recorded. And of course, you always know if you want to watch behind the scenes and see the conversations that go on during the commercials, you can follow us on all social media platforms at All Hustle No Fear. Today I am on, and until the 5th at 9 something, I'll be on Instagram because TikTok kicked me off again because they said of nudity. When have I showed y'all the titty? Huh, TikTok? When have I ever been for nudity? Because I think you're lying, TikTok. I can't stand you for that shit. You just hating on me, okay? But we're going to give Chubbs a chance to close out. Again, we started the conversation and it mutated and it cultivated itself, which is something that I absolutely love because I believe that conversations have they have growth to them, right? But the initial conversation that we started out with was dealing with men's mental health and dealing with failure. So we're going to allow Chubbs a chance to come back and kind of close that out. And again, we're doing this the very first, you don't see neither one of us.
Yeah.
We're doing this the very first Monday of every month. If you have a topic, if you have something that you would like us to talk about, if you have a question and you want to send in your question or anything like that, DM it to me at All Hustle No Fear. Or if you feel better DMing Chubbs, go ahead. I'm sure he's open to it. Okay.
For sure.
And not only that, but he has a business where this is what he does. You know what I'm saying? Where he talks to people and he my brain is saying ministers, but you ain't a minister. He
Actually, I through the state of Georgia, I am.
Oh, okay. Well, he ministers
I can marry
to people.
you. I can marry you for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Chubbs marrying people.
I can definitely marry people.
Now that's a wedding.
Yeah, it only costs $40.
That's a wedding. Okay, so Chubbs, talk to us again. Let's close out this failure mindset, or just dealing with men and failure, or just coping with failure as men, or just however you want to end this out.
All right, so if you are feeling like a failure, and sometimes it can be rooted in depression, sometimes it can't. The first thing you would like to do is keep control of your inner voice. You have to constantly give yourself pep talks, right? And what you don't want to do is be guilty of something called faulty dialogue, right? And that's something where you're constantly beating yourself up over things that you've done, because we all make mistakes. Unless you're in the top 1% in life, where nobody is where they want to be. And even men and women in the top 1% are never where they want to be.
Jay-Z still trying to get another billion.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to be able to stop, breathe, and say, okay, I need to get control of myself. Yes, I messed up. No, I'm not where I want to be, but that's not the end of this book. I have to be able to take a second, breathe, and then be able to say, okay, I can fix this. I'll do better next time. Even if there is no next time and in one shot, I said, I won't let this happen again. But you have to be able to control how you talk to yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Y'all hear what I say? I talk to myself very nice, because you won't let people on the outside talk to you crazy. Why would you talk to yourself crazy on the inside?
For sure. The next thing I have is congratulate yourself, right? It is okay to celebrate your wins. Don't let social media fool you into thinking that you can't post your wins, and you see all these memes and you celebrate in silence. Man, no. If you worked hard to do what you need to do, celebrate out loud. Be able to celebrate as hard as you beat yourself up about your L's. You need to be able to you need to congratulate yourself about your W's. You have to be able to do that, because if you can't do that, then the only voice that you're hearing inside your head is negative.
In other words, give your roses, give your flowers, give your roses roots. Don't cut the buds off your roses. Allow them to bloom. Allow them to be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You guys take y'all roses and then y'all throw them on the ground. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, for sure. And so the next thing that I have would be, never label yourself as a failure, even if you're in the midst of failing. You are what you constantly say you are. Like, there is some truth to that. If you constantly are telling yourself you're something, your mind and your body will kind of shift to that, right? If you're constantly telling yourself, okay, I'm never going to, let's just say weight loss. I'm never going to lose this weight. I can never eat right. I can't do this. Like, if you're constantly saying that, if you're constantly doing that, then you won't do it, because you've already convinced yourself, hey, I have already washed my hands of this. I'm not going to be able to do it. So fuck it. I'm just going to eat this triple. Give me some nuggets on it. I actually had a meal created at Wendy's. I was eating so bad. Yes, actually, and shout out to them, actually, the Wendy's over on Moreland Avenue. When I was younger, I had a meal created for myself, and they knew what it was. It was a triple burger, large, with 2 orders of nuggets on the side and a large Sprite. And I used to eat that all the time. That's what I got. I got dared one time to eat 5 double stacks. I ate 5 double stacks in one sitting. And at no point in time did I say I couldn't do it. So I'm telling you, if I can eat 5 double stacks, if
You can work your ass out.
You can work out.
Yeah. So in other words, if you say you can, you're right.
Yep.
If you say you can't, guess what?
You can.
You're right.
Yep. That's for sure. Excuse me. Also, ban yourself from saying that you're a failure and that you can't. Just like I said earlier in the show, I told my daughter, you cannot use the word can't. You can't do, like, don't say that. Anytime you feel like you need to say the word, I can't do this, you need to say, I need to figure out a way to do this, right? That better job is just around the corner, right? That better job is just around the corner. That gold weight is just around the corner. Having a good day is just around the corner. Like, a lot of times, people equate, and you've seen it before, people equate having a bad day with a bad life. And those aren't necessarily the same thing. And I want to be clear. You are allowed to have a bad day. There is a such thing as happy culture, to where people think that you need to always be in a good mood. And
That's why I don't like the pills. That's why I don't like the
mood
mood stimulating pills. Because I feel like there is a subset of culture that needs those pills
for sure.
Because they, like you said, chemically, the depression is chemical, right? They're missing dopamine or serotonin, right?
For sure.
But I think there's also a set of people who have themselves feeling like, okay, because I had a bad day or because I was sad today, I need this pill. And they use that pill as a coping mechanism every time they're sad. I don't believe in that.
No,
I don't believe in that.
No, not at all. You a bad day.
Bowman Lee said, here in Texas, we have a triple bypass burger, and that's just way too much meat.
Yeah, it was tragic. And if you ask my friends, we got
I used to work at Wendy's. I already know.
Every single time. I'll tell you the story about it all there. One time, we was coming from Alabama. I got a burger that had 5 pieces of meat on it with bacon.
Why?
With bacon. I'm talking instant
and
coma.
cheese.
And cheese. No onions, of course, but when I say instant coma,
not a piece of lettuce.
No, for what?
Not a piece of not a tomato.
For what?
No pickles.
Barely wanted bread. just meat. No, for sure. Like, I'm telling you from experience, right? You have to constantly give yourself pep talks. Constantly. Today was a bad day. You're allowed to have bad days. Doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow will be the same thing, but give yourself the room to see it. You don't know what tomorrow brings, but if you've already made up your mind on Sunday that the whole week is going to be terrible,
then it will.
It will be.
Trust me.
Terrible.
The universe will find a way to make you right.
Oh, for sure. And constantly, my last thing here is you have to open up about how you feel. And I'm really, really bad at this, right? I'm so terrible at this. How I feel about most things is usually never what comes out of my mouth. Because of my social anxiety, I feel like I have to say the socially acceptable thing in that moment.
I think, and that's why people think I'm crazy.
I'm telling you.
Because I say whatever the fuck I was actually thinking and not what was socially acceptable. You want to know how I know? Fuck that dumbass baby.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Sunshine, you can't say that. Why can't I say that? That's how I feel. And fuck that dumbass baby. And get your shirt on allhustlenofear.com.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised at no, I am a Libra. But
Libra game.
You would be surprised at the things that people think and then the things that they actually say.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And because they've been conditioned to be You need to say what is socially acceptable. Like, you want to be a part of the crowd. To an extent, that's right. But at the same time, you need to be able to speak freely about how you feel. And you shouldn't have to worry about how the people around you feel about it, whether they agree or not.
FYE.
Like,
fuck their emotions. That's their emotions. You can't even feel their emotions.
No, that's for sure.
That's their emotions. Like,
and it's a choice.
I'm not saying don't have empathy. I'm just saying FYE.
I'm just like, you have to understand, right? You need to be able to speak your mind and then be done with it. Like, they say conversation rules the nation, that's fine, but everybody isn't going to have to agree. Everybody doesn't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with everybody. And a lot of times, right, you need to be able in an open space to say, hey, I'm not feeling it today. That's okay. It's okay to say, hey, I ain't really feeling it today. I have a thing I do with my patients is, so we get on the call. I say, okay, what's your number today? And when I say, what's your number today, that means where are they mentally on a scale of 1 to 10? So what's your number today? Hey, I'm a 5, I'm a 6. You see what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Let's talk about that. They say, hey, I'm a 2, I'm a 3. All right, let's talk about that. You see what I'm saying? But you got to know where you are and address it, right? It's okay to say, hey, Sunshine, like, I know you're in a great mood today. I'm not really feeling in a great mood today. And what that does is that gives you the opportunity to decide whether you want to talk to, like, hey, everything okay? Or some people, like, I don't really need that energy around me.
And see, it's funny because as you say that, my brain is like, okay, if somebody said to me, hey, Sunshine, you in a great mood, I'm not in a great mood, then I feel myself saying, well, come on, come be in a great mood with me. Come play. Let's go have some fun. You know what I mean? But is that the fix it in me?
A little bit. But a little bit. But that's, or is that
compassion?
No, the thing is, it's a how can I put this? It's a judgment call, because some people don't want that energy.
Yeah, some people don't. Yeah,
some people just don't want that energy, and that's okay, right? That's okay, but it does open up the floor to give people a space to say, hey, you good? What's going on? Because sometimes that's what people need. So those are my things that I do for people who are feeling like failures, because you're not a failure. One, you're not a failure. But when you feel like that, those are some things that can get you out of that, at least in the moment. Right.
Okay. Now, before we get out of here, what I want you to do is I want you to tell people how they can connect with you, how they can network with you, how they can render your services and utilize you. But just, until the next time, how they can be able to keep up the conversation with Chubbs.
Awesome. If you just want to talk to me, you can always reach me on Instagram at Everybody Hates Chubbs. That's Chubbs with a Z. And I also have on there's a link in my bio if you would like to actually do a consult, if you would actually like to do a discovery call to see if I am the best therapist for you. It's completely free, and we sit down and we talk about your goals and what you would like to talk about, and I can see, can I help you there? And that link is actually in my IG bio. You can set up a call anytime. It's completely free. Let's really get down to what the root of what's bothering you. I love talking to you all. I've had a great time today. And if there's anything that I can do, if you just need to vent, I'm always here to vent. My phone rings all day. So if you just need to vent, just let me know. Inbox me, find me. Sunshine knows how to get in touch with me. Just get in contact with me, and let's actually get to the root of your issue. And because I love helping everybody.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's exactly why I brought Chubbs here. And I also brought him because I felt like, not only did my men listeners and viewers, not only did they need somebody who could meet them where they were, but they needed somebody who looked like them.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's very important sometimes that the person that you do seek mental health help from is somebody who can meet you where you are and understands, you know what I'm saying, your particular climate. And I think you fit in very well with my demographics, Chubbs. I think you fit very well with the people that that I'm trying to reach. And I really hope that over the next, course of couple of months, that this reaches somebody that needs to be reached. I absolutely hope that somebody says to you, look, I saw you on All Hustle, No Fear, and I decided to give you a call. I hope, you know what I'm saying, that this helps our community. This is my way of giving back. You know what I mean? Give somebody else a platform and allow them to reach people. So I really do appreciate this. I'm looking forward to seeing you on next Monday, as in next month's Monday.
Yes.
And we'll actually post the topic as well so that people can be ready for that. Thank you for everybody who are tuning in, whether this is your first time tuning in or you've come back. Thank you for everybody who understands that here at All Hustle, No Fear in the morning, I have been trying to proselytize. And what that means is I've been trying to convert your mornings. I want you to wake up positive. I want you to wake up understanding that you are a part of the community and knowing what's been going on in the community so that you can help. I want you to wake up and focus on you. I tell y'all all the time, be selfish. There's nothing wrong with selfishness because you have to love thyself first, right? So these conversations are definitely important for that. And I can't thank you enough for being able to just give out your time. Not anytime, every Monday at every Monday, 8:15, the first Monday of the month. Okay. But yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for everybody who is out there and you've sent somebody. If you enjoyed this live, if you know me, I do not always save my lives on Instagram. I let those delete because you should have been tuned in. But this is one of those situations where this live could help somebody else. So I am going to save it. I am going to post it. Send it to someone. Tell them, hey, look, I watched this morning. I saw this morning, and I think this might be somewhere where you need to be. Be a good little prostitute. Okay. And teacher Anitra said, I learned a lot today. Lord. Charlie, this is somebody new. Charlie Funk said, get that rewatch action. That way it can be shared. And I love to share. And we love when you share. Okay. We absolutely do. This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3. Coming up next is the Royal Couch Radio Show. So you make sure you stay tuned on the Hits 92.3 platform. After that, we've got Two Bees in a Pod. You make sure you stay tuned for them. Later on in the day, we have Keeping It Real with CC, the Faith 3T Show, and Winter's World. I love Winter with a Y. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned right here on the best damn internet radio station in Atlanta. Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. And since we've been talking positivity, since we've been doing good things, I'm gonna play y'all some positive music. Here goes some more Londrell with Vibrate Higher right here on Hits 92.3. See you later.
I command all the fathers from all time immortal to be upon us in this moment. I salute the Father in you, 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 Father in you. We exalt the Holy Father in us so we can align with the Holy Mother, and we can continue the creation.
All praises to the Most High. I've been raising my vibration. Yoga meditation. Just sticking to the basics. Living in the matrix. It's cynical and crazy. But I've been swimming in amazement. Writing all these verses. Reversing all my curses. Walking in my purpose. Doing it on purpose. I'm sure, I'm certain. I'm pure, not perfect. I rise in service of God, I'm a servant. Take me high. All praises to the Most High. I've been hustling my whole life. I know the struggle, I know both sides. I'm at your neck like a bow tie. I don't know death, I'm pro-life. I cannot stress, I'm so love and so light and so bright. And me and God are so tight, the light of my life. I'm reaching new heights while I'm reciting my wife. I'm going bravely, ooh, I'm doing greatly. Life's amazing, I guess it is what you make it. This is prayer, this is affirmation. I've been healing, I've been feeling, I've been raising my vibration. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration. I've been healing, I've been praying. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been stacking, I've been saving, I've been healing, I've been praying. Meditating, affirmations, I've been raising my vibration. I've been hella patient, meditating, lighting, staging, elevating. That's amazing. Dedication, self-preservation. I'm a walking revelation for every agent in the matrix. I'm a king, I'm a lion, I'm a giant, I'm Messiah, I'm in Zion. I'm prolific, I'm so gifted. I see the vision in my third eye, it's so vivid. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration.
We will rebrand man and shape the future of humanity within the possibility of fatherhood. So our children can go farther, and our women can be supported as we move forward.
I've been raising my vibration.
Once neglected, now protected, most respected and reflected. Yeah, I've been raising my vibration, healing the hurt, doing the work, never revert, to whack vibes that came first. Peace in your mind, peace in your soul, peace in your home. Keeping it real enough to grow, that's how you'll know. You're raising your vibration, that's how you'll know. Yeah, you're raising your vibration. Transfiguration, out of stagnation. She remembered who she was, that's a daily affirmation. Don't be mistaken, you're still evolving and amazing. Rebirth and genesis, just like a chrysalis. Journey in grace, protecting your space. Trust your intuition. In the liminal space, your ancestors been waiting. Your higher self been praying day by day. Keep raising your vibration, yeah.
I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been patient, y'all. I've been raising my vibration. I've been healing, I've been praying. I've been raising my vibration. I've been patient, I've been waiting. I've been stacking, I've been saving, I've been healing, I've been praying. Meditating, affirmations, I've been raising my vibration.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Sunshine Reigns with All Hustle, No Fear, and we are radio that you have to watch. That's right. We are radio that you need to tune into to watch all of the fun that is going down here at the Hits 92.3 station. So what I need you to do is follow me at All Hustle, No Fear on YouTube, or follow Hits 92.3 on Facebook, and tune in Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m. for All Hustle, No Fear. We are After Dark Radio in the morning.
I just want to run my business and do ratchet shit with my friends. That's it.